Hello dear viewers and welcome to another edition of Hodhod News Magazine.
It's your host Mohammad Hussein.
And I'm Andreza. Stay with us up to the end of today's news program. Today's headlines. A very woolly sheep that breaks the record.
A severe hailstorm in Italy.
An underwater scorpion discovered.
Training for Mars.
A funny elephant family.
And a Thai boy who hit a painting.
Meet Chris, the sheep who has broken a world record. Chris set an unofficial world record after having a haircut from 5 shearers.
Wolfer Cruz warned he was at risk of dying because he was solely from living in the wild for several years. Dwarfed by the woolliest sheep in the world, even the kangaroos look a little scared. At 4 to 5 times his normal size, the RSPCA, Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, says it's the heaviest wool haul from one shearing.
National shearing champion Len Elkins was urgently called to the rescue as soon as possible. He said he had never seen anything like it in his 35 years of work. Chris had to be cooled before more than 40 kilograms of wool was removed. And then after he's clean, Chris's record-breaking wool is weighed. As if he was posing for the camera, the Australian sheep showed off his new, lighter look, complete with pink antiseptic stains.
It looks like a disaster movie, but this was the scene on the water around Naples in Italy, as the area was hit hard and repeatedly by hailstones the size of ping pong balls.
The hailstones, which were well over 5 centimeters in diameter, came at fast speed out of the sky, smashing windows, roof tiles and car windshields, as well as leaving several people and animals injured.
According to meteorologists, the storm was brought on by a strong southward plunge of a jet stream carved into Western Europe, sending a powerful upward disturbance to the Italian peninsula. That instability then charged up thunderstorms over the Mediterranean Sea, which swept into Italy and caused the hailstones.
The story of the first big predatory monster has emerged. Scientists have discovered that a giant underwater scorpion reigned the ocean almost 500 million years ago.
Geologists at the Iowa Geological Survey found 150 pieces of fossils about 18 meters under the upper Iowa River. The creatures lived before dinosaurs and grew up to 170 centimeters in length. They had 12 claw arms growing from their heads as well as a sharp tail. The creature is called Pterocopteris and is part of the Eurypterid family of sea scorpions.
Unlike modern land scorpions, its tail didn't sting. Though half this creature's length was tail, it was used more for balance. There are more than 250 individual species of Eurypterid, but the vast majority of the discovered specimens are of the Eurypteris species.
6 NASA recruits, 3 men and 3 women, have taken up residence in a dome near Barron Volcano in Hawaii, designed to simulate life on Mars.
The team, made up of 3 scientists, a pilot, an architect and a doctor and journalists, will live in isolation for a year while being monitored using cameras and movement trackers. Just as they would if they were on the Red Planet itself, the recruits will have to wear a spacesuit anytime they venture outdoors. The mission will last a full 12 months, while NASA believes a real-life human mission to Mars would take between 1 and 3 years.
This is not the first time humans have prepared for just such a mission. In 2011, would-be astronauts from Europe, Russia and China were locked away in windowless, cramped cells for a record-breaking 520 days. While the experiment was considered a success, it's thought it could be decades before man steps foot on Mars for real.
Now, that's not the smallest elephant you've probably ever seen. This one is.
One week-old elephant calf Nandita has been enjoying a mud bath at Chester Zoo. The little one, along with 5 other members of her family, spent around half an hour slipping and sliding in the mud before mom wiped her eyes and ears with her trunk. Nandita was born on the 20th of August to Mom Thai.
The family of Asian elephants at the zoo spans 4 generations, and Thai is also mom to Sutami, grandmother to Sundara and Borla, and great-grandmother to Harry. The zoo hopes that the recent arrival of Nandita can help raise more awareness of a species which, according to the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, faces a very high risk of extinction.
A trip to the art museum could have turned to a very costly trip. Indeed, for one child in Taiwan, when he lost his balance and put his hand through a painting worth $1.5 million.
Flowers by Italian master Paolo Porpora is part of a Taipei exhibition of artwork by or influenced by Leonardo da Vinci. Organizers don't believe the boy intentionally vandalized the old painting. The boy said he didn't mean to push it. They just thought the kid might have been focusing on what the teacher was saying and his eyes were elsewhere, so he accidentally stepped on the platform and had a bit of a fall.
The incident may prompt a change in the way valuable paintings are displayed here in the future. The museum officials believe that the painting should have been displayed behind glass because displaying it in the open is very dangerous. There is just nothing to protect the painting as people go up to it and carelessly touch it because a lot of people will be looking at it. Luckily, the exhibition organizers have decided not to charge the boy for the damage and say the painting can be easily restored.
Welcome to today's picture report. Gaza sandstorm compounds Palestinian boys' housing woes. A street in Beijing, China attracted onlookers after a sinkhole partially swallowed the car. According to local media, no one was injured during the incident. A young boy leans against the carriage of a train as migrants come to a railway station in Vienna, Austria. A resident carries a bucket of water as he tries to extinguish fires near his home in the Indonesia's South Sumatra province. Orangutan's health checks out ahead of journey home. Surfer Arlen McPherson sits on his board, which has an electronic shark repellent device installed at Sydney's Bondi Beach in Australia. Syrian migrants walk on a railway track after they cross the Hungarian-Serbian border near Rosk, Hungary. Welcome to today's technology part. Today we're going to talk about new Spider car offers disabled access. A new electric car equipped with 4 arms that move independently, allowing it to tackle the toughest off-road land, is set to hit the market.
Known as the Spider car, the swing car is made in southern France and will go into production at the end of October. Its maker said it can navigate slope with an inclination of up to 70%.
Thierry James of McCanrock, the company that produces the swing car, says this is an entirely electrical vehicle compared to the vast majority of the quad bikes that have fire engines, so there is no air or noise pollution with the swing cars.
Swing cars' agility is made possible by each wheel having independent motors and suspension. This means the body of the cars remains vertical and the driver upright even on steep slopes.
The vehicle, which can reach a maximum speed of 30 to 40 km per hour, can be assembled easily and adapted to the driver's size.
So far, the majority of orders have come from North America for recreational use. Its makers are planning to develop variation of the Spider car to be used in industries such as defense, civil security, agriculture, and farming.
Let's take a look at the video. Thanks for watching this edition of Hodhod News Magazine.
Till the next program,
Have a nice time!